here is a process of page 41. And I actually had to make a little list to break down what I should talk about. Because I could go on and on about epitome. And basically, I would love to have more time to focus on epitome. That's why I need more supporters of the benefit program. And it's one of the supporters who actually sponsored this video and sponsored this page. And I love that people like it enough for that. And I hope to be able to seduce more people to join the benefit program. Because if I get enough, like even if just um, a whole bunch of people, like $1 can go a long way. And so $1 a month and from a few hundreds of people, I'll be set. I'll be able to make the epitome and the side comics I have planned. So, but anyway, so the first thing I'd like to talk is the page 41 breakdown. So in this page, Danica is going down to bring up the fear. So he put fear who was dying in one of the cells, and he brought to John in to take care of it. And the reason he put it in the cell is because even though it's a basic fear and it's a full epi, so they're not human anymore. They have their epi body. When as they're dying, they could still affect humans, and that just causes problems. And Danica didn't want the problems, and other spoilerly things I can't mention on why he's helping quote unquote this fear to die. And so basically, he didn't want to do the paperwork, one of the reasons. And so, and he didn't want the trouble. So, Joan is coming to take care of it. And Danica really doesn't care how Joan takes care of it. He just wants it handled. And because that could mean Joan could eat the fear or try and help them maintain balance. But anyway, um, so I'm trying not to put any spoilers, because one of the things with Epitome that I love is that um, I'm aiming to not do unrealistic exposition. And there's like exposition tropes where the characters describe these things, and it feels so unrealistic. Like at the worst of them, they're clearly exposition, and at the best of them, you don't even realize it's happening. But that's rare, and so I want to practice that one. And usually, it's the level below that one where it's just unrealistic how they give the background of what's happening. So I try to be realistic, and so that means that the reader have to pay attention to what's happening, and some things will be explained, of course. I mean, just with the story flow. So hopefully it works out. and so um, and so with this, Danica in the scene, he's pissed because fucking he almost died over this bullshit, and um, and he's a captain. And see, Danica is younger than Vest and Dijon, but he's still older by human standards. And with Epi, because they could live for however long, they're like semi-immortal, so they have different lives. They have to change up, and or they could just be a hermit if they wanted. But anyway, but so this is Danica's second life. So by epi standards, that's still young, and so but still older to humans. And anyway, so he wants to keep this position because it's useful, and now he's like pissed because he almost died over it, and now he has a whole bunch of bodies upstairs, and Oh, and one thing I could mention without spoiling is that this police station is brand new, and so all these cops, they're just like the whole force isn't moved in yet because they're still working on it. And the reason, um, oh, I already explained why Danica put the fear in the cell because he wanted it away from people. Now, if the fear was like a higher rank, like a prince, then there'll be no way to stop. Like it'll be a mile, like a large impact zone for how they will affect people. And it's not saying that the breakdown, them dying, would like make false emotions out of humans. It's that you know how when you're feeling a type of way and it quiets down, but then all of a sudden it flares up again. It's like that. So they're just it's just flaring up what's already there, and it's that sensation. So and next on the list? Oh, and so Danica, if you read it, you see Danica had mentioned before on how no one was supposed to put anyone in the cells in this particular cell, and this guy, this cop, he did it anyway because he has no respect for Danica, and probably because both Danica is an albino black person, and so this guy was racist, but it's not to say. I mean, I believe it's realistic that with any position of power, any group, like a group of enforcer, there's always going to be some assholes. Because power attracts those type of people, I think. And it attracts good people too, but so you have to take both. Like, it's going to have both people no matter what you do. So, but he's one of the bad ones. And so, disregarding the captain's orders, he put Hala in a cell, and that's why you get this situation that's about to go down, or that has been down. But you see in the next page, and so and Danica, he knows how this gentleman is. He's like Danica is pretty brand new to the station into the position, and so but he doesn't like to jeopardize it. So and but he also so Danica is the epi of sorrow, and he's very aware. It's hard to explain. It's better to show. But anyway, basically Danica knows like how this guy is, and Danica doesn't really. Very prejudiced against white people, and you see why. And okay, that was kind of a spoilery thing, but basically, so Danica is a type of sorrow from injustice, and as he gets older, he might grow out of the prejudice, but he's still fairly young by epi standards, so he still have some humanoid emotional balance. So and human attachments to certain things like the ethnicities and stuff. So but the Jean doesn't, like, he's old enough to not have those hangups, and to like they're beyond. But so Danica's young, and so he still has he's more affected by the sorrow and me by himself. And so anyway, you see, so I try to go fast with these pages because I have all these my actual commission work, and that has to take precedence because I have bills. So that's another reason. Well, it's a lot of reasons, but of why the benefit program is so important, and how I hope to seduce more people to join. Because it would be my dream if I could just work on my comics and tattoo. And just all original work and no basing off and no um, just all from my own imagination, and that's the dream. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got this far, and hopefully you're reading the comic, and I love it. It's basically about the epitome of evil and quote unquote evil, and it goes into the layers and layers of all the grays of how I feel um, things are, basically. And so it's a reflection of e- how existence is and life and has all these other things. So hopefully it won't be too convoluted, and it'll go at a pace where others could understand as well. But epitome is really just for me, and it's like so I'm both the reader looking from the outside and also the creator, and I love it. I hope others want to read more, and so in wanting to read more, they're like, "Oh, she should do this every day," and so they join the program, the benefit program. Excuse me. So, thank you so much for taking the time, and I look forward to doing even more pages and sharing. Thank you. Bye.